Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know who it is. It's JJ. You know, we're back at like Addict No Rehab because you know I'm addicted to giving you guys advice. So what I want to know, what's y'all favorite restaurant in like y'all city or y'all area or anything like that? That's what I want to know. Like, I know your favorite fast food restaurant. What's your favorite food area in your city? It doesn't matter if it's a small restaurant, big restaurant, because who knows? One day I'll be traveling. I know I plan on doing a lot more traveling, so I might be in your city, your area, and I want to check out some different foods. I want to try some different foods. Here, you can come. I like this little restaurant, little fast food place called Chuck House. Also, a place called Ted's Wings, really good here. But let's get into it. Woo! When it rains, it pours. I'm just, if if I didn't know how to work on cars, or if I didn't know people that worked on cars, man, I feel y'all people's pain. People who take your cars into the dealerships and get them serviced and stuff like that. I feel y'all pain. I don't miss it. You know, before I started my own dealership, I did know somewhat working on cars, but I had a newer car at that time because I was selling cars in 2013, and I bought a 2013 Toyota Camry. I had it 5 years to where I paid it off, and then I ended up like selling it and just cashing out, keeping the cash. But yeah, so I know to go always take your car. I was always taking my car into Toyota, getting my service and stuff like that. But luckily I had a Toyota and a lot of stuff didn't never go wrong. And it didn't even have 100,000 miles on it when I sold it. But but man, I took the Dodge Dart in. As y'all know, that's it's a Toro car. I rented it out once. Just put it on the platform. I just rented it out once just to see how it did. I did it for a 1 day trial basis, 1 day, only a couple like low miles. It got rented out. I did it for 1 day just to kind of just see how the process went, just to put it on there. So then we took it off because I got a letter in the mail saying that it was a recall, and you can't have a vehicle up on there on Toro with open recall. So took it in there, and man, boy, them shops be. I'm glad I know. Like I said, I'm glad I know something, how to work on car, and I also know how to go online and shop for my parts. And I'm glad I own a car lot, and I don't have to, and I don't need my car like that. Like, I know it's going on a platform, it's going to make me some money, but I don't need it like right then and there, so I can order all this stuff and fix it at my own time. Which all this stuff on there is really not gonna take that long to fix. This is all like literally a one. It's a 1 day fix. But I was not paying what they're telling, because I'm gonna put all the screenshots on here. I'm gonna put it boom. But yeah, I took it into the Dodge dealership, got the recalls done, and I wanted to get the oil change, because I wanted in the system that I'm keeping the oil change and stuff. But that's the only like oil change and filter changes, like oil change, the filter change, and stuff like tire rotations. That's going to be really just all the things that I get taken care of at the dealership, because I'll do all the rest of this stuff on my own. But that's the good thing about taking it to the dealership, for a recall, because then they do the inspection. So then you get your car basically inspected for free, because they got to do the recall, so they got to inspect your car. So then they tell you all the stuff that's wrong with it. And good thing for me, I can go find all the parts, and I already went and priced all the parts. I went and priced all the stuff. So let's get to it. So first thing they said was my window switch was broken. Said it was broken, but they said all the other windows went down, just the driver window did. So the main switch was broken, and they said that was $482.59 to replace. Like basically $500 for a window switch that I can go to the salvage yard and get for $20. Get it on Amazon for $25. But I'm gonna show y'all the screenshots. They said the motor mounts was bad. I told y'all I had some little vibrations, so I knew one of the mounts was bad. I didn't know exactly, so they said, so if you replace one, you might as well replace all three, which I totally agree. But they said that is $1,447.63 to replace all three of the mounts. But you can find those mounts online for $119. So $120 I can get all the mounts. So it just works. Only thing that they had reasonable that out of the whole thing, out of this whole list that they gave me, was the oil and filter change, which was $100, which that still seemed pretty high. You know, when you go to a dealership, usually the dealership has like a special for like their type of car. Like I know it's usually more if you bring a different car, but like usually when you bring that brand of car in, it's usually like $60 or something. But no, here I do it. We don't. That's $100. It's oil change. Who cares? Only thing that was reasonable was the oil change, $100. Hey, $100 for oil and filter change, and they lube the chassis. They say they lube the chassis. I don't be 100% sure about that. Only thing else was agreeable was the wipers. They said to need a front set of wipers. That was $60. So, you can get those online, $30, $40, $60, because they can order the wiper, they change them. Okay, well. And then they said my right rear shock was leaking. And they suggest you change both of them. And they said that was priced at $915.67 to replace both rear shocks. That's what they say, replace them. But you can get both rear shocks online for a total of $49.15 for both rear shocks. Because they said the right one was leaking bad. So, they suggest it makes sense to repair them both. That's my thing anyway. If it's like struts, wheel bearings, anything like that, tie rod ends, replace them both. Because you're going to replace one, and then the other one's going to eventually going to start going back just as good. So I totally agree with their assessment, but I don't agree with the price. $915.67 wasn't going to do that. Then the oil pan gap. They said the oil pan was leaking, but they were just going to reseal it. So what resealing means, they're probably just going to clean it off and then probably throw some gasket sealer around it, which they just, because it says reseal oil pan. So obviously you're just going to put some gasket sealer on there, because that's all you're going to do. You're going to just clean it off, go around it with some oil pan gas. But just to reseal the oil pan, that's $344.43. You can buy the whole oil pan. And so if I want to replace the whole oil pan and gasket, it's $39. I can buy the whole oil pan and gasket for $38.99. I took it in because the check engine light came on. And the check engine light came on, they said it was the oil pressure sensor, which the oil was so dirty in there. A lot of times the oil pressure sensor comes on. Oil didn't look too bad, but sometimes it's dirt and contaminants in the oil. Because from what I look like, it seems like the person, because it showed it like the person had got the oil changed like 2,000 miles before I even took it in there. But I'd rather do it so I know exactly when it got changed. So it wasn't like, but sometimes bad oil or not the right oil causes the oil pressure sensor to come on. So the oil pressure sensor came on, the camshaft sensor, and they said the camshaft. So usually oil pressure and camshaft sensors usually tied in from not getting the oil changed regularly. So maybe the person before the person that bought it wasn't keeping up with the oil change. I don't really know. But they said for that, the check engine light, and for the replacing the camshaft sensor and the oil pressure sensor, comes up to a total of $981.32. And you can find both of those sensors online. You can find the oil pressure sensor for $19.89. You can find the cam position sensor for $13.39. So at the dealership, if I'm not counting the oil changes, for me to get everything repaired on that car through the Dodge dealership, it would have been $4,231.59. Counting the oil change, they brought the total to $4,331.54. If I did the oil change, I'm doing the oil change, and probably the wiper blades. So I'll probably be looking at $180 to them, because I'll probably just do the oil change and the wipers. Because I'll order some wipers, I can just get it right there, get it done, and be already done. So that's total. So $4,331.54 is what I would have had to pay them. Only paid like $2,000 for the car. Like, come on now. So, but then look, see me, I know how to get on Amazon and order my parts, and even if, and then I can do a majority of this stuff myself. And then I have my dad, also have my uncle that will help me. But yeah, so and order all those parts, and they came out to a total of $266.41 to order all those parts. All the parts that I need, from the oil pan, the motor mounts, the shocks, the oil pan. If I wanted to get the oil pan, if I just put the oil pan gasket sealer on there, or just probably go get a gasket from like AutoZone for like $10 or something, I'll be looking at like $240 for all the parts that I need. And then say me, my dad, we spend a day putting all this stuff on. I pay him a couple $100 for helping me put it on. I'm gonna save $500. Even if I had to come out $250 and I had to pay $500 or $600 for somebody to put all this stuff on, I wouldn't even mind that. I'm not paying $4,200. No, it was never gonna happen. So, man, people that take your cars into the dealership and y'all get these crazy prices and these big bills, I feel your pain. So I would suggest get on Amazon. I'm just saying, get on Amazon, keep your oil change and everything through the dealership, keep your oil change. But I mean, if you can save some money, because how much money this is going to save? I'm gonna save over $3,500. I'm gonna save over $3,500. So if it all in total just cost me $700 to do all of this stuff myself, I'm fine with that. That's cool. Because then everything will be completed, but man, I feel your pain, man, if y'all taking it into the dealership and getting these crazy prices, because, man, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all watch the video all the way through. Let me know highest service bill you got for a car. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I'm out. Peace.